Meanwhile, in the VIP room, Kang Jun's SEO's world ran on different rules. He was surrounded by men who spoke in respectful tones while trying to measure him. Investors didn't ask questions they didn't already know answers to. They offered deals like they were offering peace treaties. Kang barely responded because he didn't need approval. He had leverage. Min Tiho tracked every movement outside the room with a headset and a cold stare. Two other bodyguards waited at the service corridor like statues. Kang's family reputation was built on luxury, but their protection felt like steel. And Kang's personal life was a rumor people fought over. No wife, no girlfriend, no scandal that stuck, no visible weakness. People said his heart was a locked safe, but Kang had his own problem tonight. A board meeting tomorrow morning. A rival family Han group, pressing him with pressure disguised as polite business. The investors at his table were connected to Han. Kang knew it. They knew he knew it, which meant tonight was already tense. Then the noise began outside the curtain. Laughter. Raised voices, a waiter apologizing too fast, and a woman's voice, controlled but cracking. Kang lifted his gaze. Not angry, not curious, attentive, because that voice sounded like someone trying not to drown. The table was 4 men and 1 woman, dressed like wealth was their natural skin. One man snapped his fingers at Neo like calling a dog. "Hey," he said in Korean loud enough for nearby tables to hear. "You're too slow." Nia forced her smile. "I'm sorry, I'll fix it right away." The woman at the table tilted her head, eyes sliding over Nia's uniform and then her skin with practiced judgment. "You people always act like you're doing us a favor," she said in English, as if choosing the language would make it sting more. Nia's chest tightened. A glass of red wine tipped, deliberately, and splashed across the table, dripping down onto the woman's designer bag. The woman gasped theatrically. "Oh my God!" The man pointed at Nia immediately. She did it. Nia froze. I didn't," he raised his voice. "You knocked it over." Miss Park appeared instantly, smiling hard. "Is there a problem?" The woman lifted the stained bag like evidence. "Your waitress damaged my property. I want compensation." Nia's hands shook, but she kept her voice calm. "I can clean it. I didn't touch it." The man cut her off. "Are you calling us liars?" People started watching. Phones came out. The humiliation began forming a circle. Miss Park turned to Nia with a sweet, poisonous smile. "Apologize." Nia's face went hot. Something inside her broke. Quietly, like a thread snapping. She couldn't kneel. Not tonight. Not when she had to stand in court tomorrow and convince strangers she could protect her sister. Miss Park whispered harshly, "Do it, or you're fired." Nia stepped backward, fighting tears, and escaped into the service corridor. Her breath came fast. Her hands trembled. She pulled a folded court notice from her apron pocket. Creased, worn, reread too many times. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. family court. Requirements, stable residence, stable support. Married partner preferred. Nia pressed her forehead against the cold wall, and the sentence came out raw, exhausted, desperate. "I need a husband by tomorrow." She didn't see the shadow behind her. She didn't hear the curtains shift. But inside the VIP room, Kang Junshu's eyes lifted sharply. Min Tiho leaned closer. "Sir?" Kang didn't answer. He stood. The movement was slow, controlled, and dangerous, like a blade being unsheathed. The investors looked confused. Kang didn't care. He walked out of the VIP room and into the dining hall, and the entire restaurant fell silent. Kang Jun-seo stopped beside the humiliating table and looked down at the man who had demanded Niele. The man's face changed, recognition striking like sudden fear. "Mr. Kang," he stammered. "I didn't realize." Kang's voice was quiet, but it filled the room. "Apologize." The man blinked. "Excuse me?" Kang repeated it slower. "Apologize." To her, the woman clutched her bag. "This is ridiculous." "Your staff," Kang's eyes flicked to her. Cold, controlled. "Your bag will be replaced," he said. "By you, with your money." The man tried to smile, but it died. "Mr. Kang, it was just..." Kang leaned in slightly. "Do you want the video of you ordering my employee to kneel to become the first thing people see when they search your name?" Silence. Phones lowered. The man's throat bobbed. No." Then apologized. He stood quickly, bowed awkwardly toward the service corridor, and spoke louder than he wanted to. "I apologize." The woman's face tightened, humiliated now. "This is outrageous." Kang didn't raise his voice. "Leave." Security shifted. Min Tae-ho's presence made the air heavy. The table gathered their things and retreated like they'd suddenly remembered they weren't invincible. Ms. Park rushed forward, bowing. "I'm Mr. Kang. I'm so sorry for the disturbance. We'll handle it internally." Kang looked at her like she was a stain on glass. "You already did." Then he turned toward the service corridor. Nia stood half-hidden behind the doorframe, eyes wide, cheeks damp, hands clenched. She expected to be scolded. Instead, Kang looked at her for a long moment like he was assessing a storm in human form. "I come," he said. "I didn't do anything wrong." "I know," Kang replied. Her voice shook. "Who are you?" Min Tae-ho answered before Kang could. "You should watch your tone." Nia turned to Min, anger cutting through fear. "I'm not a toy." Kang's gaze flicked, an almost imperceptible sign of interest. Then he said, "You said you need a husband by tomorrow." Nia's face flushed with shame. "You heard that?" "Yes." "It mean?" Khan cut her off calm. "Then offering." Nia stared at him like he'd spoken in another language. "Lay husband?" she whispered. "A solution," Kang corrected. Nia laughed once, bitter. "You don't even know my name." Kang's eyes stayed on hers. Ania Carter. Nia froze. "Ow!" Min Tae-ho's jaw tightened. "Sir," Hang held up a hand, quieting him, then looked back at Nia. "Tomorrow," he said, "you walk into that courtroom with me. You get custody. You keep your sister." Nia's chest tightened. "And what do you get?" Kang's voice dropped slightly. "A time?" For what?" His gaze shifted, almost distant. Confirm something I should have confirmed years ago." Nia's stomach turned. "I don't understand." Kang stepped closer, voice low enough that only she could hear. "Neither do you," he said. Not yet." The moment Nia stepped into Kang's car, the world outside felt different. Not safer, sharper. The car smelled like leather and cold air. The windows were tinted so deep it felt like traveling inside a secret. Min Tae-ho drove. Kang sat in the back beside Nia, leaving just enough space to signal boundaries and power. Nia held her hands in her lap to hide the shaking. "This is insane," she said. Kang didn't deny it. "It's necessary." Nia's voice cracked. "You can't just walk into court and fix my life." Kang looked at her. "Watch me." A notification lit up on Min's phone. His jaw tightened. "Yes, sir," Min said. "Han Group is moving. The man you embarrassed is connected to Han's PR team. They're leaking a story. Foreign waitress manipulates CEO." Nia's stomach dropped. "Oh, they're going to ruin me." Kang's face didn't change, but the air inside the car did. "Let them try." Min glanced at Nia through the mirror. "She's a liability," Nia snapped. "I didn't ask for this." Kang's voice stayed calm. "And yet, here you are." Nia looked away, anger and fear mixing like poison. "All my hearing isn't about reputation. It's about a child." Kang nodded once. Because your past is dangerous here." Nia's voice broke slightly. "Or no, as she told me to run if anyone asked about this necklace." Kang stepped closer, eyes hard now. "Then you should understand why I'm not letting you walk into that courtroom alone." Nia's hands shook. "I don't need a savior." Kang's voice was quiet. "Oh, good. I don't want to be one." A long pause. Then Nia asked softly, "Do you ever feel lonely?" Kang's eyes flickered, tiny, almost invisible. "Loneliness is safer than betrayal," he said. Nia looked at him for a long moment. That's not living. That's not living." Kang didn't smile, but his silence sounded like a man who had never been told that before. Morning came with sharp light and no mercy. Min Tae-ho arrived early with a sealed folder, his expression tighter than usual. "Yes, sir," he said. "We confirmed it." Kang didn't ask what. He already knew. Nia stood in the living room dressed in a simple, elegant outfit Kang's staff delivered. Nothing flashy, just clean lines, confidence on fabric. She looked like herself, but stronger. Min placed the folder on the table. Kang opened it in front of Nia. Inside was an old photograph. A black woman with warm eyes and familiar cheekbones, Nia's mother. Beside her stood a younger Korean man in a suit, and behind him, slightly out of focus, was the Kang family crest. Nia's throat closed. "That's my mother." Kang's voice was low. Her name was Nia Carter, too. Nia blinked confused. Dea blinked confused. "No, my mother's name was..." Kang held up a paper. "A legal document from years ago. A name change. A hidden identity." Nia's breath shook. "What is this?" Min spoke quietly. "Your mother worked for Kang family as a translator and legal assistant. She witnessed things. She learned secrets. And then she disappeared." Nia's hands trembled. "Why?" Kang's eyes didn't leave the file. "Because she was pregnant." Nia's stomach dropped. Kang slid another page toward her. A sealed internal memo. A child born overseas. Illegitimate. Succession risk. Must never return. Nia stepped back like the words hit her. No, she whispered. That's insane. Kang looked at her. That's real. Nia's voice rose, shaking with anger and fear. So you're saying, I'm connected to your family? Kang nodded once. You are connected to the Kang bloodline. Nia's eyes burned. That doesn't mean anything to me. It means everything to the people who will try to erase you, Kang replied. Min's phone buzzed. He checked it and went pale. Sir, he said, Han PR released a story. They're calling her a con artist. They're claiming she targeted you. Nia's chest tightened. They're doing it already. Kang's eyes hardened. Because now you're a threat. Nia stared at Kang, her voice tight. So that's why you offered to be my husband, not because you cared. Because you needed to control me. The accusation landed hard. Kang didn't deny the beginning. At first, he said quietly, I needed to confirm the truth before my family killed you. Nia's voice broke. Killed me? Kang's tone stayed calm, but his words were brutal. You are a succession knife. If you exist, you change who inherits. You become leverage. You become scandal. You become danger at Obenel. Nia shook her head, tears forming. I didn't ask to be born into your nightmare. Kang's gaze held hers. Neither did I. A knock at the door. Min tensed, hand near his weapon. But it wasn't an enemy. It was a lawyer sent by Chairwoman Kang. A message delivered like a threat wrapped in politeness. If the girl speaks, she disappears. Nia's body went cold. She looked at Kang. So what now? Kang stepped closer, voice low and certain. Now, he said, we don't hide. Nia's breath shook. I don't want your world. Kang's eyes didn't soften, but his voice did. Then we change my world, he said. Nia swallowed hard. Then, like a woman finally tired of running, she nodded. Okay, she whispered. Let's go to court. The courthouse was a theater, too. Reporters waited outside like wolves. Cameras angled for tears. Headlines prepared before the truth arrived. Inside Kang's car, Nia held Zuri's small hand. Min Tiho had picked Zuri up quietly before dawn, making sure no one could grab her. Zuri looked at Kang with wide eyes. Are you rich? Kang paused, then answered honestly. Yes. Zuri frowned. Are you dangerous? Nia's breath caught. Kang looked at the girl, then said something that surprised even Min. I can be, Kang said. But not to you. Nia looked at him, one tiny crack of warmth in a man made of ice. Min handed Kang a folder. A court packet. Financial stability proof, witness statements. Also, evidence of Han's intimidation attempts. Kang nodded. And the marriage paperwork? Min hesitated. It's ready. Emergency filing. Legal, but sudden. Nia's chest tightened. This is really happening. Kang turned to her. You don't have to do this. Nia stared out the window at the press crowd. If I lose Zuri, I lose myself. I'm doing it. Kang nodded once. Then we do it right. Their plan was simple but dangerous. Win custody through proof, not pity. Expose the intimidation tactics so the court sees the truth. Make Kang's public commitment undeniable. So social services can't label Nia unsupported. Keep Zuri protected the entire time. The real enemy wasn't just It was the system's hunger to doubt a woman like Nia. Kang's phone buzzed. A message from a board member. If you proceed, you lose the Han deal. Kang stared at it, then deleted it. Min's eyes widened slightly. Sir, Kang's voice was quiet. Let it burn. Nia swallowed. You're sacrificing business for me. Kang didn't look away. I'm sacrificing rot for truth. The car stopped. Courthouse doors ahead. Nia took a deep breath. Kang opened his door, stepped out, and offered his hand. Not romantic, not possessive, protective. A partner. Nia took it. And together they walked into the storm. The courtroom felt smaller than it should have. Like the air was tighter because so much was being decided. Nia sat beside her lawyer with Zuri behind her, supervised. Kang sat beside Nia, posture calm, expression unreadable. Across the room, a social services representative flipped through papers with a face like judgment. In the back, a Han-connected observer sat quietly, smiling like this was entertainment. The judge entered. The case began. Nia's lawyer spoke first. Your Honor, Miss Carter has provided consistent care for her sister for years. She maintains employment, stable schooling, and a safe home environment. The social services rep countered smoothly. Miss Carter's employment is inconsistent. She works night shifts. She lacks a stable household support system. There is no legal guardian partner present. The words stung because they were designed to. Nia's hands tightened. Then the rep added, eyes flicking to Kang, and this sudden appearance of a powerful man does not prove stability, it proves influence. The judge's gaze moved to Kang. Mr. Kang, what is your relationship to Miss Carter? Kang stood slowly. My relationship is my responsibility, he said. The courtroom murmured. The judge raised a hand. Answer clearly. Kang looked at Nia for half a second. Silent permission. Silent permission. Then he said, she is my wife. Gasps rippled. Nia's stomach flipped, not from romance, but from how final the words sounded. The social services rep scoffed. A convenient claim. The judge frowned. Do you have documentation? Kang's lawyer stood. Yes, Your Honor. Emergency legal filing process this morning. The judge studied it, expression cautious. The rep attacked harder. Your Honor, this is a publicity stunt. Ms. Carter is a waitress. She cannot provide the stability this child needs. Nia's chest tightened. The judge looked at Nia. Miss Carter, do you understand what is being said about you? Nia stood. Her voice was quiet at first, but it carried. Yes, she said. They're saying I'm not enough. Her eyes moved briefly to Zuri, then back to the judge. I have been enough, Nia continued, even when the world made it hard. I work because food and rent don't appear because you love someone. I work because my sister deserves a safe bed. I work because nobody else did. The social rep tried to interrupt, but the judge held up a hand. Nia's voice grew steadier. I'm not perfect, she said, but I am consistent. I am present. I am present. I am the person who showed up every day when everyone else disappeared. Then she reached into her folder and pulled out documents, school records, medical visits, therapist notes, proof of stability and care. My sister's grades improved when she came home to me, Nia said. Her anxiety decreased when she knew she wasn't going to be moved like a package. The judge listened, eyes narrowing thoughtfully. Then the social rep played their last card. There are concerns about Ms. Carter's safety, they said. Threatening messages have been documented. This environment is unstable. Nia's breath caught. The judge looked stern. Ms. Carter, have you been threatened? Nia hesitated. Then Kang's voice came quietly. I tell the truth. Nia nodded. Yes, she said. I have. The judge's eyes sharpened. By whom? The judge's eyes sharpened. By whom? Nia looked down at her phone, then at her lawyer. Kang's lawyer stood. Your Honor, we have evidence of intimidation connected to hand group affiliates, including messages threatening the child. The courtroom shifted. The social rep looked startled. That's irrelevant. Kang's lawyer cut in. It's relevant because the threats are not caused by Miss Carter's instability. They are caused by external actors attempting to influence this case. Mein Tiho handed over a printed log and a recorded confession excerpt tied to the earlier humiliation incident. No gore. No violence, just proof. The judge's voice turned sharp. Are you telling this court that corporate intimidation is being used against a custody case? Kang answered calmly, yes. The Han observer in the back stood quickly, trying to leave. Men blocked him at the door. The judge's gavel hit. Sit down, the judge snapped. This court will not be used as a playground for threats. Silence slammed down. Nia's hands trembled, but this time it wasn't fear, it was relief, because the truth had finally entered the room. The judge looked at Nia again, softer now. Miss Carter, the judge said, this child has a bond with you. That is evident. Ray. The judge looked at Zuri, who clutched her sweater and stared like she was holding her breath. Then the judge spoke the words Nia had prayed for. A custody is granted to Ms. Carter. Full guardianship pending final paperwork. Social services will provide support resources, not removal. Nia's lungs collapsed with relief. Tears blurred her vision. Zuri let out a small sound, half sob, half laugh, and ran to Nia. Nia held her sister like she was holding the only thing that mattered. Outside the courthouse, the press attacked immediately. Mr. Kang, is this marriage real? Ms. Carter, did you manipulate him? Is this a scandal cover-up? Kang stepped in front of Nia, shielding her from cameras without hiding her. It became real, Kang said into the microphone's voice calm and clear, the moment she stopped begging and started standing. The press went quiet just for a second. Nia looked at him, stunned. Kang didn't smile, but his voice carried something warm, and for the first time, Nia didn't feel like she was surviving. She felt like she had won. That night, Nia cooked dinner in a small kitchen that finally felt safe. It wasn't a luxury penthouse. It wasn't a staged press photo. It was home. Zuri sat at the table doing homework, glancing up every few minutes as if checking that the day hadn't been a dream. Kang Jun-seo stood awkwardly near the counter, sleeves rolled slightly, watching Nia move around the kitchen like she belonged there. "This is normal," Kang said. Nia let out a quiet laugh. "Normal is underrated." Zuri looked between them. "Oh, so you're really her husband?" Nia's face flushed. "Zuri," Kang answered calmly. Zuri frowned. "What does for now mean?" Kang paused, then said, more honest than smooth, "It means I made a promise, and I don't break promises." Nia looked at him heart tight. After dinner, Kang's phone buzzed. Board messages, threats, warnings. He ignored them, because today he had chosen something he'd never chosen before, a person over a deal. A few days later, Kang cut off the trader inside his circle who had fed information to Han. He canceled the Han partnership publicly, taking the financial hit without flinching. Ew. And then, quietly, he did something that mattered more than headlines. He funded a community legal support program for single guardians, with no cameras, no branding. Nia found out by accident. "You did that?" she asked. Kang's eyes stayed steady. "You showed me what power should be used for." Nia swallowed. "I don't want to be someone's charity case." Kang stepped closer, voice low. "You're not charity. You're proof." Nia touched the locket she'd always hidden. For the first time, it felt lighter. Later, on a quiet evening, Kang stood beside Nia on the balcony. Seoul lights glittered below like a million second chances. "I don't know how to do this," Kang admitted. Nia looked at him. "Do what?" "Be human," he said. Nia smiled softly. "Then learn." Slowly, Kang didn't smile back, not full, but his expression softened like the ice was finally admitting it could melt. Inside, Zuri laughed at something on TV, loud and safe. Nia listened to that laughter and realized something powerful. She didn't just win custody, she built a future. And this time, nobody could take it away. If you love this story, comment where you're watching from and tell me what you want next. A DNA secret heir or runaway bride saved by a cold CEO. Subscribe for more Afro Korean love tales.